G'day guys, Justin here, and I'm coming to you with my NBA Player of the Month for January 2018. Now, this decision was a tough one. I was tossing between 4 or 5 different players, the likes of obviously my winner here, but a DeMar DeRozan, a Chris Paul, and a Russell Westbrook was certainly in contention as well. Many people will argue James Harden, but he didn't play quite enough games for my liking to be the player of the month. And even someone like Kevin Durant, who could have also been in contention. But I do feel they were all overshadowed by this man who I have as my NBA Player of the Month for January 2018, and that is Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors. So let's have a look at his monthly production. In the scoring department, he had 2 games of 10 to 19 points, 4 games of 20 to 29 points, 4 games of 30 to 39 points, and 2 games of 40 to 49 points. Consistent scoring there for Steph. As you'll see soon, he did have a high points per game average for the month, but as you can see, was able to keep that scoring at a reasonably good pace. I mean, 6 of the 12 games that he did play in resulted in him scoring at least 30 points, and 10 of the 12 games resulted in him scoring at least 20 points. So consistently good scoring. Lows were low, that is easy to point out, but he was fairly consistent scoring department. So we look at his rebounding, 1 to 4 rebounds 5 times, and 5 to 9 rebounds 7 times. Again, for a guard who is not primarily a rebounder and does play on a big team, that can be expected. And when we look at his passing here, 1 to 4 assists only twice, and 5 to 9 assists 10 times. Steph isn't your traditional point guard. He's a score-first point guard, what you'd call a combo guard, really. Able to play that passing role, but also, focuses a lot on his scoring. And when you have the likes of a Draymond Green who are able to facilitate from the 4, a Kevin Durant who's quite capable of facilitating, a Klay Thompson who's quite capable of facilitating, with a guy who can produce points like he does, there's no reason for him to deter from that, and he can continue on his scoring ways. When we look at his defensive numbers, he had 0 steals in 3 games. He didn't record a block at any point over the month, which was something that was quite interesting actually. And so he was looking at 0 steals 3 times, 1 steal 4 times, 2 steals 4 times, and 3 steals 2 times. So consistent defensive effort. Again, Curry not the greatest defender, but he does work within the system. As we look at his field shooting, he shot 30 to 39%, 30 to 39.9% from the field twice, 40 to 49.9% from the field once, and a tremendous offensive efficiency rating here. 50 to 59.9% 7 times, and 60 to 69.9% twice. 9 of his 12 games saw him shoot over 50%, and as you can see, 2 games over 60 at a guard position. Tremendous shooting effort there. So we look at his 3-point shooting, 0 to 39.9% from the 3-point line 3 times, which says a lot about how efficient this guy can shoot from deep. 40 to 49.9% from deep twice, 50 to 59.9% from deep 6 of the 12 times, unbelievable numbers there, and 60 to 69.9% from deep once. So again, we know Curry is arguably the greatest shooter of all time, and he will probably go down as the greatest 3-point shooter of all time, but those numbers certainly represent that, and they are phenomenal. Now, as we look at the free throw shooting, 0 to 69.9% from the stripe twice, 70 to 79.9% from the stripe once, 80 to 89.9% from the stripe 3 times, and 90 to 100% from the stripe 6 times. As I mentioned, as an NBA player, you want to be shooting at an elite level, and 80 to 85% for a guard is where you want to be. And Curry blows that out of the water. I mean, as you can see there, 9 of his 12 games he shot over 80% from the free throw line, and 6 of the 12 games he shot 90% or better from the free throw line. And as we look at how the team resulted from his play, total team record for the month was 11-3 for the Golden State Warriors. They just keep on ticking over. They're going to keep producing months like that. And with Steph Curry, they were at 10 and 2. So one extra win and one extra loss with him being away and splitting those games. But a record of 10 and 2 speaks for itself, particularly with Curry. Now, here are just three of the key games that I found over the month for him, and these were ones that were quite major in building his case. And versus Dallas, he had 32 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal. 57.9% from the field, 46.2% from deep, and 80% from the stripe. So a good all-around game there. Probably lacking just a little bit in the free throw department, but it does speak volumes that 80% is lacking in the free throw department. His starting point guard, so his opponent that night, Dennis Smith Jr., I do believe, had 14 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal. Shot 33.3% from the field and 25% from deep, and did not have a free throw attempt in the game, so clearly won the battle there, no doubt about it. And in the fourth quarter, Curry himself had 7 points and 1 assist, 60% from the field, 33.3% from deep, not a free throw attempted, and the Warriors won by 3. And versus the Clippers, again, the Clippers not doing that great, and that's understandable. But for the Clippers, against the Clippers, he had 45 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists, along with 3 steals. So those defensive numbers up there. 52.4% from the field, 50% from deep, and 93.8% from the stripe. The shooting night that he can have whenever he chooses to. Unfortunately, for the Clippers, it was against them. Now, his opponent that night was certainly not Lou Williams. I am struggling to sit here at the moment and think of the starting point guard for the Clippers, but I mean that should say a lot, particularly knowing in the past 48 hours how they've decided to, trade away everyone, particularly looking to rebuild a side around some Austin Rivers guy, but you get that. Anyway, starting point guard for the Clippers managed 12 points, 4 rebounds and 7 assists with 1 steal. Poor shooting provided by the Clippers didn't help either, so 31.3% from the field, did not attempt a 3-point shot, and 66.7% from the free throw line. In the fourth quarter, Curry did not need to play as the Warriors went on to beat the Clippers by 16 points. So again, another win there for Curry. And as we go to the big marquee game, we've been talking about it for the past couple of days, and it's going to continue on here. Versus Boston again, as I've reiterated in previous videos. 49 points, 4 rebounds and 5 assists, and 2 steals to go with all of that. Shot a tremendously good 66.7 from the field, a ridiculous 61.5% from deep, and 90% from the stripe. Again, one of those elite shooting performances that he can post any night of the week. However, his opponent, Kyrie Irving, in this game had 37 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal in their loss. However, he did shoot the ball tremendously in every area, bar pretty much the free throw line. 72.2% from the field and 83.3% from deep. Absolutely nothing to scoff at, something to be very, very proud of there. However, 75% from the stripe when they lose the game by 4 can be crucial. In the fourth quarter, Curry had a massive, massive game. 15 points, 1 rebound and 1 assist. He shot 75% from the field, 50% from deep, and 100 from the stripe. And as mentioned, Boston going down by 4 means the Warriors won the game by 4. So those to me were the 3 key games that helped build his case, particularly this year, as player of the month. Lou Williams was the backup point guard, by the way, for the Clippers. I do believe he had a 20-point game as well. So, as I said, the opponent there is just the starter. It does hurt that I can't name the starter, but again, it speaks volumes to the Clippers as well. So Curry's stat line for the month is as follows: 29.5 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, 6.7 assists per game, and 1.5 steals per game. He shot 51.4% from the field, 46.3% from deep, and 87.1% from the stripe. Now, that 87.1 is below his season average of just a tad over 90%, so we could possibly see that raised. His field goal percentage is up on the season average, and his 3-point percentage is thereabouts. But again, there's no reason why Curry can't have another 50, 40, 90 season with the way he is playing. So again, that is Curry's stat line for the month of January. Kevin Durant was looking a bit more dominant in the rebounds and assist department, and even his defense was looking okay. But the problem with Durant is that he was outshone too many times by Curry in the month of January, and that really brings into question his leadership and also brings into question his validity for an MVP case. And I feel that Curry at this point is certainly ahead of Durant and is looking to maybe even crack that top 5 for the MVP at this point. So as I go across, here we go and look at the players of the month I have voted for so far. Now, in November, I voted James Harden as my player of the month. To a lot of people, that would be a shock, but again, I do have this guy sitting as my front runner for the MVP. And as of the time of recording this video, he has the only 60-point triple-double in NBA history. Alas, is a triple-double, and people will go on about that, but to be able to pour all those points in is a tremendous effort. He's now the single game scoring record ahead of Calvin Murphy for the Houston Rockets. In December, I voted Jimmy Butler as my player of the month. Again, his ability to turn around the Minnesota Timberwolves has been tremendous. He is the culture of that ball club at the moment. He's going to have to really carry guys like, as I've mentioned previously, Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. He's really going to have to lift them and make them step their game up offensively and defensively and show them the way. And I feel December was a big change for the Timberwolves basketball club, and I feel that change will continue. Butler, for me, is still in the top 5 in the MVP case, and no doubt will continue to jump, particularly with his play on both ends of the floor. And as we just talked about, my player of the month for January is Steph Curry. He's the leader of the Golden State Warriors. He has the leader's mentality and his ability to step up when players are down, and his ability to even overshine those players when they return is the reason I have him at my player of the month, not to mention his tremendous impact on the team overall. So thanks again, guys. That has been my player of the month for January 2018, Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors. Hit that like button and comment on the video. Let me know who your player of the month is. Let me know who you've got sitting in the MVP race and where Curry sits amongst the Warriors side. As I mentioned, I do feel he is out and out the leader of that side. I do feel he's the one with the MVP case, not Durant. And as I said, I do feel he was the player of the month. He stood up more times in the month than Durant and really carried the team on his shoulders when it meant the most. Now, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. As I mentioned, my NBA content will be hopefully every second to third day, 2 or 3 videos a week to try and keep you guys updated on what's going on and all that other stuff as well that you want to catch up, whether it be previous videos and, you know, future videos that will be in the wings as well. I have a LeBron video that I'm hoping to bring to the forefront very soon. So again, hit that like button, leave a comment, let me know who your player of the month was, anyone I've missed or anyone that should also be in contention for not only player of the month or player of the week, but even the MVP conversation as well. Again, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any videos or any content, and hit me up on Twitter, Justin_G_Bryan, for all your NBA topical needs. I'm always talking ball over there, talking life in general. It's always great to interact with everyone. So again, hit me up with a follow there at Justin_G_Bryan. Thank you very much again for watching this video. And as I've mentioned, my NBA Player of the Month for January 2018 is Steph Curry of the Golden State Warriors.